Thomas Frank has arrived at Tottenham Hotspur and is getting to know his players. The Dane was appointed in place of Ange Postecoglou, who was sacked by Daniel Levy just 16 days after he won Spurs the Europa League. Tottenham are backing Frank in the transfer market. Young Kudus has arrived, while although there is a delay, Spurs remain confident of signing Morgan Gibbs-White. The other player Tottenham have signed is Mohamed Kudus, and Frank is a big fan of him. What Thomas Frank really likes about Mohamed Kudus. Mohamed Kudus is a very good player. The Ghana international produced quite a few eye-catching performances while at West Ham United, but there's a lot more to come from him. Kudus can play anywhere in attack, so it will be very interesting to see how Frank will use them in this Tottenham side in the upcoming season. However, one thing that is certain, if Ben Jacobs is to be believed, is that the new Spurs boss is a big fan of the 24-year-old and thinks he is very selfless. The journalist said on Last Word on Spurs, "What's liked about Kudus from Thomas Frank is actually the stuff that you don't see unless you watch him a whole lot more closely, because everybody will focus on what he can do on the ball, his creativity, his passing and his movement. But Frank really feels that he's quite selfless, which is not something we necessarily saw as often at West Ham. But watch out, because he's intelligent, he's able to understand when to pass, when to give up the chance to somebody else, when to go alone. He's very quick over short spaces. So, a lot of the time, when we talk about speed, you think, can that player run and chase after a lost cause? Can that player do 100 meters in under 10 seconds? But there's just that out-of-the-block speed. And if you think about Usain Bolt, he was notoriously slow out of the blocks and then gained momentum. Kudus is kind of the opposite. He's very quick when he's on the front foot to move into space. And Frank likes that because it constantly draws the eyes of defenders, even when he's not involved on the ball, which in turn, if you're playing with wide players who are touchline hugging, means the pitch is stretched. And in this Frank formation, you're going to see a lot of stretching. You're going to see a lot of unpredictability. You're going to see a lot of players, like I said before, move into their secondary or third positions, and defenders, therefore, are constantly going to be pulled away. Tottenham fans already have a reason to love Mohamed Kudus. Kudus is yet to play a game for Tottenham, but his arrival has raised the excitement level around the club. The 24-year-old is a terrific player to watch. He is extremely skillful, has the ability to go past players, and he can be devastating in the final third if used in the right way. Spurs fans are waiting to see all of the above, but they are already in love with him for one reason. View tweet: while there were issues during negotiations between Tottenham and West Ham, Kudus refused to speak to any other club and made it clear that he only wanted Spurs. The versatile attacker showed off his love for Tottenham during his medical too, telling the doctor that he can find Spurs in his heart. Spurs fans adore Kudus already, and if he hits the ground running, they will love him even more.